So for the next step, we're gonna test pretty much everything in the system. We're gonna test that the PLC is sending the right information to the communication bus. We're gonna test that the sensors, the pressure sensors, are sending right data to the PLC. We're gonna test that all 3-way valves are opening and closing as they should, and yeah, that's pretty much everything in the system. So for that you will need one of these switches. You can close and open. The idea is to connect the cable that gives electricity to all these three-way valves, and in such way you can have the control, so you can open and close them manually. You will also need a multimeter, so you can measure that the voltage is right in the pressure sensors, in case you need it. You will need a PPI cable, which is a Siemens property, and a computer with CalmDiag. CalmDiag is a Cocomsonics program you will also get. Yes, so we can start with you see here this cable. This is, as we said before, this is the relay for the 3-way valves. So if we connect this in between the power supply and the relay, then we can control and open and close the valves, all of them at the same time. So we start doing that. So we connect here this one. So as it is now, it's exactly the same way it was before. This is just connected by a switch in between, and you can now control it. So now we're to continue with the test. You need to turn this first into stop mode and then back to terminal mode, which is the pin in the middle, the switch in the middle. And you need to have the air on. The air supply has to be on, because this test requires air supply. The next thing to do is to connect the computer. So for that you need the PPI cable, which looks like this with two terminals. This with the L form is going into the PLC, and the plat, or however you call it, is going into the computer in the DB9 port. So the next thing to do is to connect it into the DB9 port. It's the serial communication port. You connect it here. This computer is already with the CalmDiag open running, and the other plug is connected into the PLC. So now we have communication with the CalmDiag program. As you can see here, since the system is in stop mode, even if it's in terminal mode, since we move it first into stop mode and then to terminal, it's in stop mode, as you can see with the light. So the system is not doing anything actually, it's just reading the measurements from the pressure sensors. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this switch, and when we open it, we're gonna open the 3-way valves. That means that we're gonna empty all 6 blocks in the system, and when they're empty, we are supposed to see that the values in the AD data in the CalmDiag are going down as well, because what we're measuring actually is pressure. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna hear a little click, and then the air releases, which means that we open the valve like this. And then there is no air in the switches in the blocks anymore, as you can see. Now the pressure is going down, and this is supposed to take around 6 seconds. That's not supposed to take exactly 6 seconds, but around 6 seconds. So when we put this switch on again, we're gonna fulfill all the blocks again, and at the same time see that the pressure starts to go up again. This means that all 6 pressure sensors are working okay. This means also that the communication is working okay, since we are connected with the computer to the system and we are getting the readings from the PLC. This also means that the 3-way valves are opening and closing as they should. In the last test we did, we had luck and everything was working okay. But what if one of these sensors are not working? The right thing to test is that we're getting the right data into the inputs here. So as explained before, this is the block A, block B, block C, D, E and F. So they're going from right to left, and up here they are connected the other way around. The sensor A is connected here, sensor B is here, C, D, E and F. So they are going from left to right up here. So now we're gonna check in the same way we tested before with the COMDIAC program. We're gonna test that the pressure is going up and down at the same time, and at the same time we're getting the values being sent by the pressure sensors. So for that we need the multimeter. We're gonna put it in millivolts because the sensors give information in millivolts. So now the switch is on. That means that we have air into the blocks, and if we have air into the blocks, that means that the pressure sensors are feeling a lot of air pressure, and that means a lot of millivolts, if you say it like that. So the number A now, it has 96.9 millivolts, and all the 6 of them has to have around the same measurement. So if we go with number B, it's a 96.9, which is pretty much the same. 96.1 again. D, 96.4. E, 96.9. And 95.8. All these measurements are okay with air. But when we release the air, in the same way we did before, with the switch, we release the air now, so there is no air into the blocks now. Now we're going to measure the lowest possible value that the pressure sensors can give. So we check here, we can see that it's 1.4 millivolts, 1.9 to the block number B, 0.9 to the C, 1.1 to the D, 1.5 and 0.8. So in case that one of these is not going up and down with the pressure, they have to be a lot of pressure, a lot of millivolts, no pressure, not that many millivolts, then we need to change the pressure sensor. That's the test we did for the pressure sensors.